Hello parents and welcome to this presentation on the Year 4 trip to Swanage. So starting off with the purpose of the trip. Firstly, educational value. Well, that topic based all around the coastline. Actually going to visit different coastlines is really beneficial to the children's learning. There's some new experiences for the children to experience. So all the different places we go, all the different activities we do will be brand new experiences to a lot of the children. It will often be the first time that many of them have been away from home, especially for that long period of time. So it gives them a real sense of maturity and a real opportunity to spend some time away from home. It's a great way to form new friendship groups. Being away from family, being away from school, every year we've seen friendships that haven't really blossomed before starting to take hold when they go on this trip. It teaches them responsibilities. They will be responsible for keeping their own rooms tidy, making sure they get themselves dressed and fed, and make sure they know everything is, so rather than having their parents doing it for them. It's a great opportunity to support each other, so the children can work together to make sure they have everything they need, to make sure they're happy and that everyone knows what they're doing. It's a fantastic way of teaching independence for the children. Now they're having to look after themselves. They're not having to do anything major, but it just teaches them a few more independent skills than they would have had before. And it is a lovely way of creating memories for the children, essentially to go on a nice long trip, a residential trip, with their friends, to go down to the seaside and have some fun and see some new and exciting things. The types of activities the children get up to. We start off with a walk to Durdle Door. It's a walk up a really big hill and then down the other side, but we get to then experience one of the most exciting beaches. We're going to do some geographical surveying, so we'll look at the different coastlines, we'll look at the differences between them and link that to our geography knowledge you've been learning earlier in class. There's the opportunity to do some creative writing, where we'll write about what we can see. There's also opportunity for some creative art as well for what we see and experience around us. There will be a beach visit. We will spend lots of time down by the beach, not only just to visit, but to give the children an opportunity to build some friendships and have some fun on the beach with their friends. We'll visit the Swanage RLNI Centre, where we'll get to see all the different lifeboats they have there, and if we're really lucky, get to see them launch one. And finally, lastly, we get to do is we get to visit Corv Castle on the way back from our trip, get to experience all that different type of castles, and link that to some of our learning in class as well. As I said, one of the first activities we'll do is to visit Durdle Door. This is a lovely shingle beach down on the coast where we'll get to see the archway and the rock. As I said, it's a really big hill going up and a really big hill going down. It's a fantastic opportunity to see how fit the children are and to see their perseverance as they go all the way up to the top. It's an absolutely fantastic experience, although they may complain on the way. When they get to the top, they're incredibly proud of themselves for having walked that far. It is completely safe. There is a path going up and down the hill. There's no rock climbing involved, but you do need a bit of perseverance to get there. When we get down to Durdle Door, we'll take the opportunity to have some lunch, and we'll get to experience what that coastline looks like. One of the other activities I said we would do would be to visit the RLNI Centre. There's a really big RLNI Centre down at Swanage where they have a huge brand new lifeboat and they have some smaller ones down there. They will take us on a tour of all the facilities. The children will get an opportunity to put the equipment on. And as I said, if we're really lucky, we'd get to see them launch a lifeboat out into the water. The last activity on the way come home is to visit Corv Castle. This is a fantastic castle that has been used throughout the ages in different conflicts, all the way from medieval up to the English Civil War. The children will get to experience a guided tour around the castle. They get to see all the different bits. There's lots of activities to be going on with, and it's a really interesting way to finish off the trip. This links to some of the learning we'll be doing in class as well. So the hotel we have always been stayed in is called the Tower Lodge Hotel. We'll be now having 2 classes rather than 1 class. We may have to change this hotel. We may have to split into 2 different hotels. But an idea of the type of hotels we'll be staying in. It's a small hotel. It's not a large hotel. And we take over the entire hotel. It's got 10 bedrooms. Each of those bedrooms has bunk beds in it. And they are completely changed to cater just for schools. The groups that the children will be staying in the rooms will be organised by the Year 4 teachers. However, we will ask the children which other children they would like to stay in the rooms with, so that when they're staying in the rooms at night, they're staying with their friends. In terms of food, the hotel provides breakfast and dinner. It will also provide a packed lunch for the children to take with them. Any special dietary requirements can be catered for at the hotel, so if you just let the teacher know in advance. Any medications that your children may need will be taken with us, and they'll be administered by one of the adults whenever they need them throughout the day. And of course, the last thing to think about is the personal issue, understanding children's needs. It can be a difficult time for children, being away from home for a lot of them from the first time, being in a room with their friends, not having their family around them. So we're very understanding, and we do the best we can to make sure they have an enjoyable time staying in the hotel. The cost of the trip involves staying at the Tower Lodge Hotel, membership to the National Heritage, which allows us to go to Corv Castle, and the coach travel. Therefore, in 2019, the estimated cost was somewhere between £146 and £177 per child. We won't know the exact cost until we've contacted everybody and we know how many children are going, but that gives you an estimate of roughly how much it's going to cost you in order to send your child on the trip. Finally, if you have any questions about the trip, feel free to email the office and they will pass your concerns on to the teacher, or email the year group email directly and they will be able to answer your questions. Thank you for listening to the presentation.